Hello guys, it is Slayer Joe 31, back at it with some more of the Ace Attorney, Mr. Phoenix Wright, in the trilogy. Yeah, sorry it took me so long on the last video. You know, I've been looking a lot into self-improvement. One of the things they said is to set a deadline for things, otherwise it'll just take forever and you'll never get it done. And I've come to notice that in a lot of my own projects, like even outside of YouTube. You know, there's probably something to be said about keeping ambitious projects on the back burner. Of course, if you never start, you'll never finish it either. I don't know. Maybe start out small. Maybe work a little bit on some big project here and there. Maybe get some ideas, get some knowledge and inspiration. Damn it! I thought I locked it. Come on. What is it, buddy? What is it, boy? The lock on my door doesn't freaking work. Okay, hopefully now it does. Anyway, yeah. You know, I think the biggest example of this is probably going to be a quote I read from a video on Mario Brothers Z, when they talked about Alvin Earthworm and him reviving the project. They said, no matter how long it takes you, never give up on your dreams. I mean, sometimes folks can get distracted with family life, jobs, events, stuff like that. So stuff like that you have to put on the back burner. Maybe try to work on it if you have time, but I mean, I'm not saying you should. I mean, obviously you gotta prioritize, but I think the key thing is just even if you have to set it down for a while, even if it's a long while, if you still have that drive, that desire to see it made, you can get it done. You know, that's something I like to keep reminding myself. But anyway, enough talk. Let's get back into it. Turnabout Goodbyes, Day 3 trial. December 27th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. So, quick little footnote here. I went over the recording that I made before, and while I really wasn't planning on giving Von Karma an accent here, in order to distinguish him from a couple other characters we might meet later, I figure with this gravelly voice, you know, messing up my throat, and the fact that he's pretty much based on Dracula and Nosferatu, figure maybe it wouldn't be right without an accent. Anyway, so I reckon even though he's got an aggressive demeanor and intimidation's one of his fortes, figure maybe I can make him try to sound like an old school Dracula. You know, or like the vampire from that Conker's Bad Fur Day game. Anyway.
Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready.
Who's the judge here anyway?
Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Very well. No opening statements, so
Maybe you ought to check and see if he's asleep. He is an old guy, you know. Oh, never mind. Not so fast. Not so fast, not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking.
Right, of course.
A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. 3 minutes?
Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now?
Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now.
Right.
I call my witness, my decisive witness to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Witness, state your profession.
I am the proprietor of the restaurant The Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. And I also rent boats.
The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct?
Yep, I was.
Please testify. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Objection! Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, right? Bah! I predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. Yeah, right. I know that's right, because I'm right.
The witness will state his name. Well, I'm not really sure. Yep. What do you mean? My memory.
Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name, his own name.
He can't recall, you say?
Yeah, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify.
Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness?
The night of the murder.
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat came back to shore, and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination.
Huh? There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict. No, now.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness.
Very well. You may begin. Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma. 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness.
Night of the murder. Okay. Let me check something. But we got 2 photos here. Is there anyone who can verify that?
Well, I guess Polly could.
That's not good enough for a court of law.
Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough?
Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot.
A parrot? Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy. Keith?
The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue. Yep. And where did the bang seem to come from?
From the lake, I figure.
Are you certain?
Yep.
Good. Continue. Was there someone in the boat?
It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figure there was 2 men out there. Yep.
How do you figure? But you couldn't see them clearly.
Yep. At the time, that is.
At the time? Well, that's 2 bangs. So you heard 2 gunshots total?
Yep.
That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. But according to this thing, it says it was fired 3 times. Unless that's some kind of typo. By your window. Is everything all right?
Yep, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack.
And? Could you see the man's face?
Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony.
Tusk. I have a bad feeling about this.
That man was a defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead.
Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad!
dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by, too.
Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth?
It was him, that Edgeworth boy. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt.
Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall.
Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us.
I'd better act quick or this trial's going to be over. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? On the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly! That is easily explainable. You could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead, but his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie... Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof!
Nick, do we have evidence?
It's no good. There's nothing I can do.
Are you sure?
To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore.
Please, can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you.
Tusk. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record.
Enough! The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
What? No!
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth,
Guilty.
The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wait!
Who was that just now?
Me!
Huh?
What? Larry!
What are you doing here?
Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park in the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday, but today I remembered it.
Remembered what?
The gunshot. I heard it too.
Order!
What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment.
One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So, you say you heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did. A gunshot. That night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify.
Order! Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
Judge,
You've already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this.
She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse.
Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse.
You're right. Yeah, and I know because I'm right. Okay. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here. Right now.
A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now! What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned.
Things are getting intense there for a bit. December 27th, 10:28 a.m. District Court, Fan Lobby number 2. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. Then again, that is your name. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there.
Larry was at the lake that night.
Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake.
Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night?
Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? But you say something, right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
What's that?
Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a bit of a daze. I couldn't understand what had just happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really.
I see.
Right. Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials. Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right?
That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now. Eesh. Well, like it or not, he's our best shot. He just saved us from a guilty verdict. Gave us... Alright.
Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right. Leave it to me, dude. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. The night of the murder. That night I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat.
So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
Short and sweet, huh? Alright.
That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. I have no idea what he's gonna say if I press him. I'm a little scared, to be honest.
Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick.
You got that right. Alright.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright.
There were so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Actually, wait, I'm pretty sure this is a conflict of interest. But then again, so was the case with his first trial, so... whatever. Well, okay. First of all, what time was it?
Oh, it was after 11 o'clock when I went out in the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak.
And why were you out in a boat at such a late hour? Looking for something?
Yeah.
Mr. Butts, what was it that you were looking for?
What the witness said, or what the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy. That's surprisingly close to the truth, in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Irrelevant. Let's get this over with. Around what time was that?
Well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. So I guess it was around 12 o'clock. Yeah.
You're not sure?
Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay?
People use watches these days, Larry. Where'd the sound come from?
Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know.
Did you look at the lake?
Yeah, I looked.
Wasn't there a boat on the lake?
Order, order. Well, Mr. Butts?
Whoa. Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not.
Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case. Hang on a minute. There we go.
Wait a sec, Larry. What?
You only heard one bang? You're sure?
That's what I said.
But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. Oh yeah. They both heard 2 gunshots that night.
Huh?
Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Let me get back to you on that one, Wright.
Yo, Nick, please.
Huh?
You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay?
That means no raising your voice, Nick.
Mr. Butts,
What?
you only heard 1 gunshot. Are you sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Damn it, Larry.
Yeah?
Not sure. How could you not be sure?
Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was listening to something else.
Something else?
My radio, dude, with my headphones.
What?
Order, order, and stop that booing! Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones.
Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion?
Waste of time. I do not accept his fitness, nor his shoddy testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony?
Let's have him continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost.
Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony, and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right. Leave it to me.
I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. What Larry heard.
It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve.
So it's also lonely being alone on Valentine's Day and all the other 363 days of the year.
That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud like, but I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too.
You sure it wasn't a gunshot from a song? You know, like a sound effect?
You were listening to your radio at a high volume.
Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country?
Not according to Israel, but that's beside the point. I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe what a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio.
True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me? DJ?
An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. What did she say? How'd you know it was a she, right? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what the radio DJ said do us?
Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care.
It puts the timing in it. If necessary, we could call that DJ to testify that they said it at this precise moment in time. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Fie. Well, how do you know if we don't ask,
Fine. Very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot.
Hey, it's almost Christmas. Almost Christmas. Almost Christmas, you said.
Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy.
Is something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot.
Indeed, and?
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means?
When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve.
That would seem to be the case, yes.
But that contradicts the two testimonies we've heard so far, Your Honor. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots.
On top of that, if you take another look at that gun, it says it's been fired 3 times. I thought that was a misprint at first, but with this extra gunshot, yeah.
In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor.
Order! Order! What does this mean? The 2 prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What?
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butts' claim he heard before midnight?
I'm not gonna say he's lying, partly because I don't think he is.
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
On top of that, now I think about it, Lotta's got that second photo that Lotta showed us, shows an empty lake. Yeah. 11:50. Just before midnight. It matches up with the timing.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this filed claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
Ask and ye shall receive, Mr. Von Karma.
Look at this photograph. Look at this photograph.
Sorry.
This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m.
Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture.
Your Honor, the real issue here is why nothing is shown the real issue here is not why something is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises.
Aha!
Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve.
Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them.
Why would this be?
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes.
There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. For the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear.
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot?
Yeah, remember when Maya sneezed, causing that camera to trip up? But that was because Lotta set it to respond to quieter noises.
Please show the court evidence if you have any.
It's either gonna be the camera or the gun. Let's go with the camera.
Mr. Wright, is that a smirk I see?
Your Honor? Sorry, I really wasn't sure about the evidence.
Don't show us evidence you aren't confident in, Mr. Wright.
Hey, it was an innocent mistake, alright?
I'll ask you again. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
This is my evidence.
The murder weapon?
Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight.
Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why?
Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second! Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? That was a while ago. Let's see, the monkey head, the other guy we thought he went to Studio 1 when he really went to Studio 2. The freaking producer did it in self-defense because the guy was trying to kill her because the guy was Jack Hammer inside the suit and not the defendant. Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya! Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it. Right, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Thanks, Maya. Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
Tusk. So you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit, it is hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright?
We have photographic evidence at the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 00-15 or 12:15. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who's the two men in this boat are. Well, we know Edgeworth was one on the boat, and if Mr. Hammond was killed before then he definitely couldn't have been here 15 minutes or 25 minutes later. So that means that it has to be Edgeworth and the murderer.
Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
I'm not sure what to make of all this.
Ludicrous!
Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then.
The murderer's name? Right, it's...
Well, it's not Edgeworth, and I'm pretty sure it's not Lotta, so...
Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know?
Bah! Again, you waste my time.
I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on a boat?
What? Well then, where did the murder take place?
Show the judge where the murder really took place. Well, if you think about it, he couldn't have done it in Lotta's car. It would have been pointless for him and the other guy to get on a boat. I mean, he would have still had to row him out and take the body out. Even then, there would have been evidence. He couldn't have done it near Larry's hot dog stand, or there would have been evidence of that there. Think about it. 1 meter far enough away. If I wanted to kill someone, it'd be in closed doors. If he knew that Lotta and Larry were out there, he'd want to be away from their prying eyes. Here, of course, the boat shop, where he lives. That way he can meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time, and he said he was blasting his music real loud. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat?
The boat shop.
That's right.
Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. The king of winging it. King of bluffs, king of winging it, king of the goddamn poker face. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond.
Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake.
Then, who fired the pistol in that boat, Mr. Wright?
That would be the caretaker. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Details. No, this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanation is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. If he was well, Phoenix already said he missed on purpose, so he wouldn't. But logically, you know, with Lotta and her camera, if he'd have known she was there, if he'd have known there were people there that would have heard those shots, yeah. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor.
Create a witness?
The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him.
I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other.
The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake.
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said?
Yes.
Well, why did you go to the lake that night?
What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me.
Something important?
I'm sorry. I can't say what it was. Your Honor!
Your Honor, sir! Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet.
The witness has disappeared! He isn't at the boat shop either!
What?
What should I do?
Find him, quickly! We cannot allow him to get away.
Ooh, running away makes you look guilty, Pops. That ain't good.
Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared.
A search warrant has already been issued.
It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important in this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court's adjourned.
Oh, man. December 27th, 1:22 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Yay, Nick! You did it!
Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. Thanks to Larry.
And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out.
Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time.
I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients.
Yeah, you would know. You and Nick both, come to think of it. Hey, Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Did you say something?
Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax.
I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth. No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you, to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. Hey now, what are you going on about, Edgy? To be continued. Oof, saving content, we're going. Don't leave us in suspense, Edgy. What are you talking about? December 27th, 2:11 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices.
What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about?
A memory of a crime that I committed. A memory of murder.
Do you really think Mr. Edgeworth killed?
I don't believe it. Not Edgeworth. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently, but he'd never take someone's life. Never!
Nick!
Yo, how's everyone doing? What do you think of my performance today? I had a swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya?
Swooning? Me? Yes, I do remember feeling faint.
Don't stroke his ego too much now, Maya, or he'll be asking you on a date. Right on. Tell me the truth. It was like love at first sight, right? Walk that one back, Casanova. Right, Nick? Huh? Me? Hey, Larry, you're a nice guy and all, but I don't swing that way. I mean, so long as you don't ask Capcom. But anyway, well, maybe my heart skipped a beat or two. Damn it, Wright, don't give Capcom a reason. I think you can do better than that. Come on, I saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Edgy. You guys should be bowing before me. Yeah, bow before your hero. Don't let it go to your head, Superman, or I'll ask you to jump out the window. Or I'll ask you to prove it by jumping out the window. Larry, you really helped out in trial today.
You did. If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Edgeworth would have been found guilty.
He already was. But seriously, Nick, that boat shop caretaker guy is pretty suspicious. But Edgy ain't off the hook yet.
Way to spoil the mood, Larry.
Hey, I'm just a guy sitting in the audience, you know? But from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty, well, edgy. I mean, can you really know he's telling the truth about that night?
Nick?
I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to believe in you two till the end. Us two?
Edgeworth and who else? You mean me, right?
Nah, he means me, right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry.
Not me. But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah. Why me, Nick? Enough with the silent treatment. I don't know, seems like they're both more trouble than they're worth. But they can both come through in a pinch. That much is true. Nick! Why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true. When we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? You didn't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait, was that when you two were classmates? Yes, in grade school. They saved me, Miles and Larry. They saved me, and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know. What? Hey, Larry, what's he talking about? Huh? Sorry, I kinda forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm going to hear this story today, and that's final. Okay. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the very end of 3rd grade. I was on trial. A class trial. A class trial? The music all went quiet. Damn. You remember, Larry? Spring, end of 3rd grade. The kid in our class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? Our school is really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money for lunch from home. Huh, I see. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared, with $38 still inside. Oh yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember that. I can see why you'd forget, though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I'd skipped PE that day. Ah, you had no alibi. I was the only one not in class. So, they thought you did it? Yeah, the kids in class said I should be put on trial. Trial? So the next day we held a classroom trial, with me as the defendant. Little bastards. I didn't do it. Guilty! He did it! Guilty! It was you! Thief! Give the money back! You're such a meanie. No one play with him. Just admit you did it. You can't hide the truth. Tell us the truth. We're not gonna play with you anymore. Yeah, no borrowing my erase. Hey, you shouldn't be allowed to really go to the library. Give me back my 50 cents I lent you. Hey, did you rob that bank the other day? Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right. In the end, even the teacher thought I'd done it. Go over and apologize, Phoenix. I didn't know what was happening. I was so sad. I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. I tried to apologize. I went to where the boy whose money had been stolen was sitting. That's when it happened.
Objection!
He shouldn't have to apologize. The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be ashamed. Amateurs. Miles? It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? No. Then you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That is why, Your Honor, this boy is innocent. But Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah, he did it. He's the one. We don't need proof. Make him say he's sorry. Why don't you all just shut up? Oh wait, was that Larry? Why don't you all just shut up? Why don't you all just shut up? This is always how it is. Everybody ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Very well. I will replace the money myself. This class trial is over. Bitch.
Forgive me, Lord. That's how it happened. After that, 3 of us were the best of friends.
Well, I had no idea.
And here's an extra bit of tragedy to this element, an element of tragedy. This story. That story was directly taken from the series creator Shu Takumi's childhood. Unfortunately for him, he didn't have no one to speak up in his defense. But it wasn't lunch money that was stolen. It was a school project. I think what happened, from what I heard, I think some kids borrowed it and forgot and didn't bring it back, or maybe they forgot to. I think it was supposed to be a prank or something. He got accused of stealing it, and in the end, all he could do was say, I'm sorry," over and over. He drew on this scene for character inspiration. Apparently, he told it to his development team, and it earned their sympathies. Poor guy, man. So in a way, this is a form of therapy for him, you know. Writing what you know and having your characters go through the same thing you went through, but in a better way. They say to write what you know, and I think some of the best authors are well acquainted with pain. Actually, Jesus himself was probably a good example. With all his hyperboles, they said he was well acquainted with grief. I reckon it goes to show. Anyway, yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, I forgot. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone, without a friend in the world.
You did a good thing, Larry.
Yeah, well, I was just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I'd have been there, they would have thought I'd done it. So I took it kind of personally, see? When something smells, it's usually the butts. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked after that class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father.
I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my father. A famous defense attorney.
Then, a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school.
The DL6 incident.
Right. I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death.
That's so sad.
It was several years later when I heard Edgeworth's name again. There was an article about him in the newspaper. The headline was something like, "Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney." Yeah, apparently in the Japanese version, that's Edgeworth's nickname. They call him Mitsurugi, which I think is supposed to be a demon name. Yeah, that's what they call him. Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. But why? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all. That's what I thought too. I tried to get in touch with him I don't know how many times. He never replied.
I guess he didn't want to see his old friends.
I couldn't just drop it though. I wanted to meet him, to learn why he had to become who he became. That's when I decided.
Wait, you don't mean that's why? That's why you became a defense attorney? To meet Edgeworth?
That and another reason that we'll get into later in this trilogy. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, that's the. If I was defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not, in court. I really hate it. I don't know. I feel like I haven't brushed up on my Ace Attorney lore, but knowing what happens in a certain later case, well, or should I say flashback case, but yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But this motivation is pretty damn good. I mean, ridiculous, but, you know, it's personal. Edgeworth believed in me, and I believe in him. He's in pain, and no one's on his side. And I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him.
Whoa, Nick. So, is that why you helped me out for free?
Yes. Though I didn't say it'd be for free. I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free.
Ah, Nick! Nick! We have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay?
Right. It may very well be.
First, there's that rental boat shop caretaker.
You don't need to say his whole damn title, Maya.
We need to find out who or what he is.
I'd settle for who. I guess I can clean out some of this evidence I no longer need.
Okay, let's
go.
Woohoo! I was hot in there. I was hot out there. Hot!
I'm glad someone's happy about how this case is going. He seems too happy to care about anything I show him. Hey, look at my badge. Damn it. Anything? Even the parrot? Fair enough. Hey Larry, you know the name of this movie poster? No, okay, I guess not. Mia's favorite plant, his name is Charlie. Maya's got the knack of watering it lately. Charlie's been perking up these days. Looks like it's cleaning day again at the hotel across the way. I hear they're planning a second branch outside the city. I can see the bellboy just in the angle of that screwdriver in the drawer, damn it. Mia's desk. If we had more clients, I'd probably sit here more often. Lately, I've been spending more time on the couch, watching TV. Difficult-looking legal books stand in a formidable row. They mock me. I tried reading one and it made my head hurt. When I closed it, it slipped out of my hand. Then my foot hurt too. You know, maybe you can get a day job as a comedian, right? Anyway. Let's go talk to Edgy. Oh, he's here. Nice. 37 Tension Center Visitors Room. You look as grim as always.
Mr. Edgeworth, I heard the story about the class trial.
Class trial? What do you mean?
You don't remember?
No, I don't.
Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it? In 3rd grade?
Lunch money. Oh, right. Yes, I seem to remember something like that.
Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers.
Well, it probably only really mattered to me anyway.
Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney.
Ridiculous. See, even Edgeworth agrees with me. Not saying it's bad, though. I think it's pretty badass. Gee, thanks. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you do. You haven't changed a bit, have you, Wright? So simple. To a fault, even. Well, maybe, yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Hey, Edgeworth. Why'd you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? I couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? My father was taken from me, and you want me to defend criminals? I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person. I'm not Batman, for crying out loud.
One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right?
Yes, the man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter any way you look at it. Yet, he was found innocent. That defense attorney got him off the hook. That would be Robert Hammond. On that day, 15 years ago, the three of us were trapped in that elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. I had lost all memory of the murder. Lost your memory? Even now, I can't quite recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's argument in court. Of Yanni Yogi's of the attorney's argument in court. He claimed Yanni Yogi had not been of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to a lack of evidence. Innocent. That's when I changed my mind. I started to hate defense attorneys. Well, you're not wrong. There's plenty of corrupt defense attorneys out there. Most of them are in New York, but there's also plenty of them here in Cali. Hell, it seems like there's plenty of them in the profession as a whole. Anyway, so where's Herr von Karma come into play? What's your relationship with von Karma? He's my teacher, and a man who deserves respect. Yeah, I'll tell you something. I think in the anime they make it go a step further. Apparently he winds up adopting Edgeworth. I don't know how the hell that works, but he basically raised him. Here, though, it seems like he was just his mentor. Though still, to cross paths with a man your father battled with. I mean, if he was friends with the guy outside of court, you know, I could kind of see that, but you know, but if your dad was some fine, upstanding attorney, like, you know, like the kind you presented yourself as during that trial, you know, and Von Karma being the man he is, seems like they'd make better enemies, you know. I learned everything I knew of courtroom techniques from him.
So he's like my sister was to you, Nick.
He is a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life, he is obsessed with doing everything perfectly.
Perfectly, huh?
He sounds like a swell guy to be around. In all the cases he has taken, none were left unsolved, and not one suspect was declared innocent. Ever.
But that's...
I know. It's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job, to find the suspect guilty, perfectly. But that's not possible. The system is flawed, the freaking, evidence is flawed, freaking everything. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same thing for defense attorneys. You do your job, you get your client declared innocent, even if he probably did commit the murder. Of course, to use a real-life example for prosecutors, it'd probably be the guy who tried to prosecute Kyle Rittenhouse. Another example of real-life attorneys' corruption would be the OJ case. They told him to stop taking his meds, his medicine, and that caused his hands to swell up. That's how they got him off. The gloves didn't fit his hands because they were swollen. But he was taking the medicine at the time. They got him off because of that. Of course, most of those bastards are dead and burning in hell now, and OJ's finally joined them. Everybody knew he was guilty. Everybody except the black population, mainly in the inner cities. They were out celebrating. I think some were assaulting white people just like they did during the freaking LA riots. God damn it. I mean, there's a point to be celebrating but this freaking... When you're celebrating one of your own when he probably did it, that's fucked up, man. It's this whole victim identity that these people, that a lot of these communities have rooted in. I'm not saying that's true for every black person, by the way, but this whole idea, rooted in victimhood, basically, in their mind, you can get off doing shit like, rioting, looting, and burning. And I've seen that firsthand I've seen that on the news all the time with freaking BLM and crap like that. But most of the people living in those neighborhoods are black people themselves. I mean, hell, that during the Ferguson riots, I think, there was a black shop owner, a guy by the name of KB Bala, who had his shop burned down. The guy was a volunteer firefighter, and I personally donated his GoFundMe to get that place fixed. Another case would be former police chief David Dorn, who was killed while trying to defend a friend's pawn shop during a riot. Though coincidentally, his shooter was a black teen. So I reckon stupidity isn't rooted solely in skin color. But I digress. Anyway, in any case, it's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. Should a weakness appear, he would do everything in his power to make it go away. Edgeworth, if what you're saying is true, you're headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow.
He's right! Now's not the time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's a strange situation in which I find myself, I'll admit. No kidding. Look at my attorney's badge. Sorry. I'm not sure I can help you with that. Oh, come on, man. You can help shine it. What are you showing me this picture for? No reason. You know I was impressed by your deduction in the trial today. Granted, you were at the end of your rope, but still.
Nick, he noticed.
Yeah. It was that case that changed my life. And tomorrow, on December 28th, its statute of limitations runs out. Tomorrow. Could that be a coincidence? But even if the case is finally closed on paper, it will never be erased from my memory. Never.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
Should we be showing him this picture? I mean...
Nick, no! That's a photo of his father! Don't show him that!
You're right. Now probably isn't a good time to dredge up those memories. What is it? Nothing. Huh? just me having a little tism, that's all. Don't you worry your little head. Okay. December 27th, Gourd Lake Park entrance.
Hey, pal! Long time no see!
Oh, Detective Gumshoe!
Close one today, huh? I got so worked up I snapped my tie in half.
Sorry about that.
No problem, pal. Thanks to you, we now know who really did it.
You mean the boat shop caretaker?
Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. Come what may. It's my duty to you as a police officer. Now I'm off to catch me a criminal.
Detective Gumshoe sure is active today.
Oh, one other thing.
Eek!
No one can go into the woods today.
The woods?
Where Lotta was camping?
The woods are off limits to camping, and apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while.
What an asshole. I hate people in authority like that.
I guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble.
They'll have to catch her first.
Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Thanks, Detective. Let's see. December 27th, Gourd Lake, Public Beach. Huh? The steel eyesore is missing.
Eyesore?
Looks like the hot dog stand is closed too.
I guess Larry's too busy worrying about Mr. Edgeworth showing up for work.
That and Missile kinda ate up all his dogs. Hot dogs, I mean. It's a dog-eat-dog world, I tell you. Guess Larry has today off.
He was pretty happy about saving Mr. Edgeworth.
True. We owe him big. Huh. I almost didn't see that signpost. Left, boat docks. Right, exit. A trash can with no trash. At least the place is well maintained.
No one's going to sit here on a cold day like today. Well, unless they were eating a samurai dog.
How would that change the temperature, I wonder? It'll make you warm inside if it's nice and hot.
You seem troubled, Nick.
No, who? No, who? Me? Let's check out the shop while the guy's not here. December 27th, Bow Rental Shop.
That old caretaker got away.
Yep.
I never imagined he might be the real murderer.
I'd know that clearing of the throat anywhere. Aha! Hello! What might you be doing here? Out for a walk, Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see.
Mr. Grossberg, this is no time for idle reminiscing.
Hey, give him a break. He's old.
Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow.
That is true, yes. But from what I saw of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right? That's my name. Well, I'm not so sure about that. Ho! What do you mean by that? Well, I'm not sure. If you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer you some assistance. Thanks, Grandmaster. Appreciate it. Thanks. Bye. Shalom!
What do you think Mr. Grossberg was doing here anyway?
Who knows? The Bow Rental Shop. Doesn't look like anyone's around.
The caretaker must have run for the hills, huh?
Yeah, looks like it.
He didn't seem like a bad person.
You know, I gotta look up I'm kind of curious about that phrase, head for the hills. I mean, is it like head for the hills, out of the city, into the country, away from civilization, where you can hide? You know, far away from the current predicament? I guess so. December 27th, Caretaker's Shack.
Nobody's home.
And he left his pet. Hey, wait a minute.
Hello. Hey, it's Polly. I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly. Hello. I can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot to fend for herself. Hello.
Was that food here before? I mean, it was, right? Everything's cold. Looks like he didn't turn his heater on. I guess he hasn't been back here since the trial. I don't remember that stack of whatever that is on the table there.
Maybe I should take care of Polly, Nick.
You probably shouldn't just kidnap her. The police know about her anyway. I'm sure they'll do something.
Well, okay. Sorry, Polly. He says I can't take you.
Great, now the bird's going to hate me.
You're an asshole, right? It doesn't look like he uses his kitchen much.
You're right.
I guess the whole pasta restaurant thing was a lie.
What, you thought he was telling the truth? I don't know. He could have thought he really did have a pasta restaurant.
Ah!
What? What's wrong?
Huh? Oh, never mind.
What? Tell me.
Just when I saw the TV, I remembered. They're showing a Pink Princess special this week.
Oh.
See? That's why I didn't want to tell you.
Well, I appreciate the thought, Maya. But let's try to focus on the case before we get into something like that.
That reminds me, Nick. Polly here knows the number to the safe, right?
Yeah, that's right. And so am I.
Polly, what's the number to the safe? 1228. Ah! Let's open it, Nick. Come on.
I'm sure there isn't any money in there.
Oh, but hey, your key's locked, right? So there must be something of value in there.
I'm not so sure.
Okay, Nick, let's see what's in there.
I guess there might be a clue or two. The only thing in here is a letter.
A letter? Boring.
There's no name or signature on this thing. It's handwritten in very precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth!
Nick, why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on there?
How should I know? I'm going to read the whole thing. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says, this is your last chance. Now is the time to get revenge on the 2 men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. How to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth. Calling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat, even firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out today in court. It's all here, in perfect detail. Someone put the plan together and sent this plan to the old caretaker.
What do you think it means, Nick?
I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Hammond and called out Edgeworth, he was following instructions.
But who could have written that letter? And what does it mean to get revenge on Miles Edgeworth?
Look, I don't know, okay? But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. Letter from the safe added to the court record. Yeah. There's nothing left in the safe.
I wonder why the caretaker didn't take the letter with him.
He left in a hurry, right? I don't think he even came back here after the trial.
Say, Nick, don't people usually put up pictures of fish on the wall to boast about them?
Yeah, I guess so. You mean pictures of the fish they caught, right?
Right, but don't all the fish on the wall here look really puny to you?
Well, you know what they say. You should have seen the one that got away.
Except the one that got away from us was the caretaker, and we did see him.
Why do I feel like we're having 2 different conversations here? Sheesh, you're like my mother, Maya. You're speaking English, but the way you speak English sounds like a foreign language. I wonder what'll happen when we show this to Edgy. Edgeworth, see this letter? This came out of the safe in the shack where that boat rental caretaker really lives. Or where that boat caretaker lives. I see. Revenge. On me.
Who is that old guy anyway?
I don't know. Could he be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something? Nice, Wright. But I don't remember that old man. Not at all.
So he was following this letter then?
Which means there was someone else behind it. Now is the time to get revenge on the 2 men who ruined your life. 2 men, meaning myself and Robert Hammond.
It also says this is your last chance.
Last chance. Wait, maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. Wait, that old man.
Well, what is it? Do you know who he is?
Yogi. Could he be Yogi?
Yogi?
The suspect in the DL6 incident. The one who was found innocent. Ah, and I was about to say Yogi Bear. Or Yogi Berra, either or. Johnny Yogi was a court bailiff at the time. We just happened to be in that elevator together 15 years ago. The quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. We were there for so long, it felt like forever. The air thinned, and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled.
Help! I can't breathe!
Quiet! I said quiet! You're not making this any easier.
I want to get out! Help! Get us out!
Don't shout! You'll just use up more oxygen. Excuse me. That's all I remember. When I came to, I was in a hospital bed, staring up at the ceiling. In court, Yanni Yogi's medical condition was called into question. They claimed the oxygen deprivation and the stress caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed the court, and Yogi was found innocent.
But isn't that strange?
So they basically say, but one hand says a lack of evidence, they say, but Hammond says it was an insanity plea. Or maybe it's a bit of both. He wasn't thinking straight. On top of that, but even then, would he have thought to pull out his pistol? I don't know. Would he have, if he was really sane? I don't know. Maybe.
Isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you?
And why would he want to take revenge on Robert Hammond? I mean, he got the guy off, He would owe him, not the other way around. Right. Yeah? There's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you. You mean the nightmare? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. I think the time has come to tell all. Well, don't keep us in suspense, tell us. For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat every time.
What kind of dream?
It's a dream about my father's killing, in the dark.
Help! I can't breathe!
Quiet! I said quiet! You're not making this any easier.
I want to get out! Help! Get us out!
Don't shout! You'll just use up more oxygen.
I can't breathe! You're using up my air!
What?
Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you! What are you? Stop breathing my air! No, Father! He's attacking Father!
Then I see the pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was evidence from that day in court or the bailiffs. In a daze, I pick up the pistol.
Get away! Get away from my father!
And with that scream, I wake. It's a bone-chilling scream. A scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years.
But that's just a dream, right? Right?
That thought is the only thing that has kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father.
What?
If you think about it that way, this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it. Yogi was really innocent. That's why he wanted revenge against me.
Wait, Edgeworth, you mean...
It was me. I was the true criminal of DL6. I shot my father. This is bad.
What are we going to do, Nick? What can we do?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do, like it or not. If there's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe.
There is, Nick. There is someone else who knows about DL6.
You mean the old guy? Yeah. Unless you mean, unless you're talking about, yeah. Yeah, he's been a lawyer for like 40 years. Around this, he would definitely know about DL6. He could offer some insight. December 27th, Grossberg Law Offices. Mr. Grossberg. Ah, hello there. What's wrong? You look troubled.
No kidding! I can't believe you're not!
My. Just calm down and tell me what's happened, hmm?
It's Mr. Edgeworth. He...
Hey, take it easy now. I see. So Edgeworth dreamed he shot his own father. His own father.
It's only a dream. Only a dream.
I wonder.
What?
If that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled, hmm?
Well...
Also, consider this. Yogi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth. So deep he'd want to frame him for murder. This leads me to surmise that Mr. Edgeworth's dream was not a dream. It was real. As you imagined. Miles Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father. The pistol fired, and the deed was done. Hook, line, and sinker.
No! I don't believe it!
Yogi was suspected of murder, and his career as a bailiff was irrevocably wrecked. Thus, he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close. So what can you tell us about Papa Edgeworth? What do you know about Edgeworth's father? Yeah, you would have worked with him, right? Or at least heard of him. He was a defense attorney without peer. It sounds trite, but it's true. Well, he may have had one peer now that I think about it. Your mentor, Mia Fey. Oh, Mia was a fan of his.
My sister?
Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproving of Mr. Von Karma's techniques. That's no surprise. Von Karma is an extreme man. Forged testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. The result, he has a perfect win record in court. To beat him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call attention to his methods.
And?
He lost, and died in despair, as it were.
I see.
Damn. When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the police called on a spirit medium. That was your mother, Misty Fey. I am Gregory Edgeworth. I have been killed. The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Yet Yogi was found innocent.
That's when my mother left us. Everyone called her a fraud.
That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see. Yet, now that I think about it, it seems the one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him. I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony? That Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son? It's only a possibility, mind you. But a possibility nonetheless. Yeah, you know what? Remember what D. Vasquez said about possibilities. Hey, what do you think? Hey, you're an experienced guy. What do you think of my attorney's badge? Nice and shiny, right? Quite sorry. I have nothing to say concerning that. Not even mine's bigger than yours, sonny. Gregory Edgeworth. He was a gifted man. His death truly was a loss. I wonder what would have become of Von Karma were he alive. Ah, she was a beautiful woman. I'm truly sorry about what I did.
Huh? Sorry about what?
I think I'll stay out of this one. Anything to do with the parrot? I guess not. This incident took place 15 years ago tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll see the completion of not one, but 2 trials. All thanks to the statute of limitations. However, I'm afraid the damage the DL6 incident has done will never be eased. Yeah, you're not wrong, old boy. Clear, precise handwriting. Hey, you got any idea who might have written this? Oh, so this is the letter. It does seem that Yogi was following this letter when he killed Hammond.
But why kill Robert Hammond?
Hammond was a skilled defense attorney, but he defended clients not for their sake, but for his own. Huh? His own sake? He never trusted his clients, that one. The only thing he trusted was his own ability.
But he got his client found innocent, so why should it matter?
Actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won that innocent verdict for no one but himself. Yogi was a free man, but socially he was ruined. Yeah, even overseas, especially overseas, you get accused of murder, even if it's just the accusation, your life is basically ruined. Your life is basically over. All those Yakuza voice actors who were accused of doing drugs, I don't know if they were. I don't believe any of them were found guilty, but the accusation alone ruined their careers. On top of that, even here in the States, when you look at somebody like Alec Baldwin, even though he, granted, he probably knew the gun was loaded when he killed that lady, but on top of that, he was being reckless and stupid, as celebrities do. It was on him and on that stupid armorer, but she wound up being a scapegoat for him. Even in the eyes of the law, he's innocent. In realism and practicality, and the public, as well as the public opinion, he's a murderer. Huh? You'll understand soon enough. Yeah. Wait. What is it? This letter. I've seen this handwriting somewhere before, a long time ago. Whose handwriting was this? Do you have any idea who wrote this? Well, I doubt Edgeworth would want to get revenge on himself. And I doubt Yogi would have written all this, could have written all this himself, especially if he really did have brain damage. But thinking about it, everything perfectly detailed and arranged, perfectly complete, perfectly set up. There's only one likely suspect. Could it be Manfred von Karma? Von Karma? Why would he have something to do with this? Well, I'm not sure. Von Karma. Wait! You're right, my boy. This is Von Karma's handwriting. I'm sure of it. I used to see it all the time on court reports.
What? But that means the one who told Mr. Yogi to kill was...
Correct. Manfred von Karma himself.
What does this mean then? Why would von Karma want to frame Edgeworth?
If it truly was von Karma who wrote this letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that Miles Edgeworth had accidentally killed his own father. He'll say as much tomorrow in court, I should think. He'll press the point until the court finds Miles Edgeworth guilty.
Oh no! But how could von Karma know about Mr. Edgeworth's past like that? Even Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare.
That I do not know. Yet I do know that von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. He may be seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son. What do you mean? It was 15 years ago. Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court, and while von Karma did win, he didn't make it through the trial unscathed. What are you talking about?
What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and von Karma?
Von Karma got the guilty verdict he wanted. He won the trial. But Gregory Edgeworth accused von Karma of faulty evidence. And though he'd lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusations stood.
Faulty evidence?
It was the only penalty von Karma has ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow!
It must have been quite a shock for von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. A vacation? Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
Really? He doesn't take vacations? Like go to the sea or to the mountains? Don't tell me he's never been to Europe?
You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya. In any case, that was the only time he took a vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a lot. Odd, if he wanted to keep a perfect record so badly. Why would he take such a long vacation?
What do we do, Nick? Von Karma is going to bring up DL6. You can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to DL6?
I won't let him! Yes, Mr. Wright. I hate to say this, but even accidental murder is murder, you know. Yeah, we call it manslaughter.
I know that. I just believe in Edgeworth's innocence. I can't believe he'd kill someone. But Nick, Mr. Edgeworth admits it himself. His father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave. I don't care. I know he's not guilty.
Mr. Wright, if you say so, I suppose I could go check again. The police files might hold something of interest.
Mr. Grossberg, thank you.
I can't promise anything. In fact, I think the chances of finding something are slim, unlike me.
See, I understand. The police materials. Appreciate it, Mr. Grossberg. We'll see you later.
One day left, Nick.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no time to waste. Let's get going.
What to do? What do you think we should do now, Maya?
You would know best, Nick. Just do what you do. That should work.
Well, had any good ideas?
This is all tied to the DL6 incident. We'd better find out as much as we can about that murder before tomorrow.
Something that happened back then has a hold on Edgeworth, and it won't let go.
December 27th, Police Department, Criminal Affairs.
There's hardly anyone here.
Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yogi. It's you. I don't think Gumshoe will be coming back today. He's staying out late looking for someone.
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is pounding the pavement for real. We were wondering if we could check out the records room again.
Well, now I can't just have anyone wandering around in there. But I guess Mr. Von Karma is in there now anyway. What? You can go in as long as he's there.
Von Karma?
Yes, he just arrived actually. Von Karma's in the records room.
Nick, let's hurry.
December 27th, Police Department, records room.
Dusty as always.
We were only here just yesterday. I'm sure they just haven't had time to clean it.
What's wrong, Nick?
Nothing. I was just noticing that he isn't here. On Karma.
Huh? One of the drawers here is open.
Someone must have been looking in it recently.
The label says unsolved cases, evidence.
Unsolved cases.
Nick! The file for DL6, it's completely empty.
What?
What are you doing in here?
Yick! Von Karma!
You. How do you know my Nama? How do you know my name?
Huh?
Have we met?
What are you saying? We see each other every other day, don't we? We're Miles Edgeworth's defense team.
Defense team. I beg your pardon. You see, I rarely remember defense attorneys. They are like bugs to me. Needless things to be crushed.
I can see how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor. Well, since we're doing introductions, take a look at this.
Fool. You think I, a prosecutor, would give you, a defense attorney, information? Bah!
Creep.
Mr. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yanni Yogi to commit murder.
Yanni Yogi. How many years has it been since I've heard him called by that name? He's a fool. I told him to burn it after he read it. I told him to burn it after he read it.
So you admit it? You wrote Mr. Yogi this letter?
Yeah, my dear defense attorney. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring it to me. You saved me from a lot of needless hassle.
What?
Nick, what is that thing?
A stun gun. For self-defense. Usually.
Indeed. 600,000 volts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence.
600,000?
Oh, don't worry. People don't die from it, usually. Now, give me that letter.
No!
No!
What are you?
Nick, run! Ah!
Maya! Out of my way!
He got us. The letter's gone, of course. And he took the DL6 evidence. All of it. Back to having no clues. Wait. Maya jumped first. Maya! Is she okay? Maya! Maya! Open your eyes! Maya!
The letter. Did he take it?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Are you okay?
I couldn't stop him. I jumped as fast as I could. One shot from that thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. I'm no good as a lawyer, nor a medium. I can't even call my sister. Not even now, when we need her the most. I wish I hadn't woken up at all.
Maya! There has to be some way I can help her. I better do something about her self-confidence first. Huh? Maya. She's holding something. What is that? A bullet? DL6 incident. Evidence number 7. Taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. I remember. Von Karn was holding this when Maya jumped him. DL6 bullet stashed in a pocket. I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're most definitely not useless. I'll prove it to you in court tomorrow. To be continued. Maya, I think you just saved our bacon, even if it is a little crispy. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this part. I'm real sorry it took me this long to get it out. There was a lot of editing in between, and I'm recording this long after it's done. The original footage has been recorded, but yeah, I should have it out by tonight. I just, by the way, in case it wasn't glaringly obvious, I recorded that footage when we went to the records room. I was doing it off emulated from the DS version, and there's a very good reason for that. I don't know if they lost the original files or if they just, for whatever reason, decided to redo Von Karma's face. Well, mainly the one when you're looking right at him, encountering him outside of the courtroom. But yeah, the guy looks like some kind of freak. He looks like one of those statues after it's been retouched by somebody who had no right to pick up a paintbrush or a pencil, let alone a chisel. Anyway, I'm guessing it's some kind of design choice, but to be honest, I really honestly prefer the original. Yeah, but anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'm really looking forward to finishing this game. I'll probably wind up doing something in between. Once I finish this, I definitely want to do the 5th case after this. Then I'm probably gonna do some a little game or something in between, just to try to keep things fresh. But anyway, guys, until next time, this is Slayer Joe 31. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.